There's a housing crisis in Hastings and Rye, and many people I know are finding it very, very hard to buy or rent in the area. How would you go about tackling this?
Yeah, I mean, it is true. It's a very serious housing crisis nationally, but it is particularly bad around here, and particularly actually out in the Rye and the villages part, where housing is even more expensive than it is in Hastings, both to rent and to buy. I think many local people who are kind of born and bred locally and brought up locally just find it impossible to find anywhere to live. In Hastings, though, it's getting much worse because house prices have gone up a lot here, and that's pushed up rents as well, private sector rents. There's nowhere near enough social rented housing, a huge demand for that that's completely unmet. The private rented sector is very big in Hastings, about 34%, but it's often very poor quality, and there are a lot of bad landlords out there too. So I think there's a number of ways it needs to be tackled. One is by putting better controls on the private rented sector. Certainly you need rent controls. We can't just let rents go escalating out of control. And we need more powers for local authorities to bring bad landlords to account, make sure everyone has proper tenancy agreements, that sort of thing. But of course houses need to be built too. I mean, that's the real problem behind this. There is a big shortage of housing, and Labour's promising to build 1 million new homes, half of them social rented. I'll be doing all I can to make sure as many as possible around here. But one of the problems is that developers, although they tend to blame local authorities for not giving them planning permission, just in Hastings alone there are planning permissions for 2,000 new homes which have been given to developers, and they haven't developed them because they prefer to just land bank it and wait until the market goes up. Or if they built them all at the same time, of course the prices would come down. They don't want that. So we need again powers to take that land bank land off developers and get it developed. The government recently said in their housing white paper that the housing market was broken, but they don't really seem to come up with any proposals to fix it. And I think the only way you can fix it is by the government intervening on a big scale, both in the private rented market to kind of sort that out, but also in terms of building houses where they're needed. And that means in Hastings, but it also means out in Rye and the villages at appropriate locations without kind of destroying the environment, the countryside, and decent quality homes too of a good standard.